I had to mute my voice in this video because of the background noise, but what I was trying to explain is how I got to Nusa Lembongan from Bali. I recently made a video on this and I'm going to link it right here so you have an idea of how to get here. The reason I stayed in Nusa Lembongan was because I also wanted to have an option to go to Gili Islands, but eventually I decided to stay in Nusa and explore the islands entirely. On this day, I also decided to go on a day trip to Nusa Penida since I was staying in Nusa Lembongan for 3 nights.
I'm staying at this cute little property in Nusa Lembongan for 3 nights, and as you can tell, my voice, I've still not recovered from the flu that's going around here, but I'm hoping in the next couple of days I should be fine. But it absolutely sucks to be sick on your holiday.
We started our day at around 9:30 in the morning. Our hotel was kind enough to give us a ride to the Yellow Bridge, from where we had to take a speedboat to Nusa Penida. This day trip to Nusa Penida was organized by a travel company that is owned by an Indian. They reached out to me on Instagram and offered me a one-day trip at a very good price. So I spoke to other tour operators and I compared prices and the offerings, and I found this to be the best bet, so I went ahead with it. And I cannot recommend you this enough. They arranged for the entire end-to-end transportation for us, including the speedboat, a private car with a tour guide, and he also took us to some amazing places in Nusa Penida that could be done in one day. We also got to see 2 hidden gems of Nusa Penida, which I will show you in this video. We were 3 of us, 3 friends who did this tour together. We had our private vehicle to ourselves, and this is our driver Puttu, who is also our tour guide. He showed us around. We started with the East Penida tour. We also had water bottles included, besides the tour guide, the vehicle, and the boat transfers. Now, one thing that you must know is that Nusa Penida is much bigger than Nusa Lembongan. Nusa Islands comprise of Lembongan, Penida, and Ceningan. Ceningan being the smallest one. Lembongan feels a lot more local, and Penida is the most commercial island out of the 3. Also keep in mind that Nusa Penida is divided into East and West. East Penida is an hour away from West Penida, so plan your day trip accordingly. If you have more than one day to explore Nusa Penida, then I would recommend doing East Penida on one day and West Penida on the other. We started our day trip with the Diamond Beach, which is one of the most popular beaches in Nusa Penida. This is located in East Penida. You will find many travelers here, especially during the day. I would recommend going here early morning if you want to avoid crowds. Another thing that I want to mention about most of the beaches in Nusa Penida and also a lot of beaches in Bali, that they all require you to climb down a lot of steps. And it's quite a hike to get back up as well. So do it only if you are willing to go down all the way and come up. Otherwise, you can enjoy the views from above as well. Right next to the Diamond Beach is the Atu Beach, which is also very beautiful. Next, we went to our third stop, which is the Rumah Pohon Treehouse. Your Nusa Penida trip is incomplete without a visit to this treehouse, which is located at the Thousand Islands viewpoint. However, you need to pay a fee of 75,000 IDR if you want a photo outside the treehouse.
We were right there half an hour back, and now we have come to the second spot, which is the treehouse, which is right down there. But the sucky part is that you have to climb down a lot of steps and also climb up the same amount of steps to go back to where you started from. So that can be a little tedious in this heat because it's very hot right now. But I guess we just have to suck it up and do it.
Our fourth spot was the Thousand Islands viewpoint, where the treehouse is also located. You can actually see the treehouse in this video. I must also add that most of the tourist attractions in Nusa Penida have an entrance fee of around 5,000 to 10,000 IDR. This price was included in our ticket, so we didn't really have to pay anything additionally when we were there. Next, we drove for about 45 minutes to an hour to reach the number one popular spot in Nusa Penida, which is the Ceningan Beach, also known as the Clinkin Beach. No doubt this was an extremely scenic spot to see, but the number of tourists here were crazy. This is me trying to get a nice video and a few shots for the Instagram at the spot, but it was extremely difficult and the heat was not helping at all. Since we only had a day to explore Nusa Penida, we grabbed a quick bite before heading to our last two spots for the day.
So where are we right now? Demoling? We're heading to a natural swimming pool. This is more like a jungle forested area. It's not very touristy and it's apparently a hidden gem. I don't know how hidden it is because I already see quite a few tourists there, but I'm sure it's not as touristy as the other places on this island. And after a certain point in Temlin, you have to take a bike to get to the natural swimming pool. So that's where I'm heading now.
After a bumpy, adventurous ride on the bike, we finally made it to the Tembling Forest. This is one of the hidden gems of Nusa Penida that I was talking about. To be honest, this was one of my favorite places in Nusa Penida. The Tembling Forest is famous for its natural pool where anyone and everyone can take a dip. Next to this pool is the Tembling Beach. This is one of the most pristine and calmest beaches that I have seen on my Bali trip. As you can see, there are very few travelers here. This place is not very crowded as compared to all the other major attractions in Nusa Penida. This was our last spot for the day before we headed back to Lembongan. We stopped over at a cute cafe to grab a cup of coffee before catching the last speedboat to Nusa Lembongan.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Bye, Putu. Bye.
Bye, Putu.
The last speedboat from Nusa Penida leaves at 5 p.m. to Nusa Lembongan. So if you're doing a day trip to Nusa Penida, make sure to catch the very last speedboat, otherwise you'll end up spending a night in Penida. It was a 15-minute speedboat ride and we arrived an hour before sunset. After reaching Nusa Lembongan, we took a taxi to the other side of the island to explore the Dream Beach and what I call the best ever sunset spot. If you walk a little ahead, about a 5-minute walk up the cliff, you will find this place called the Devil's Stairs. This is the place that, in my opinion, has the best sunset in Nusa Lembongan. Honestly, it is not just the best sunset in Lembongan, but also one of the best sunsets of my life. Devil's Stairs is also known for its waves that hit the rocks ever so often. After witnessing the mesmerizing sunset at this place, I headed towards a beach club where I had dinner and called it a night. That's the end of my video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you next Wednesday.